So let's set the stage.
Yes.
You're working with this client, you've looked at a number of properties.
Yeah, so it's a past client.
Okay.
She called. She's like, "Hey, Amanda, I'd love to look at this house. It's an old historical home and like on like several acres." And she goes,
Oh
"I
boy.
know it needs work. Let's go take a look." I'm like,
Okay.
"Okay." Well, prior to that, what I didn't tell her at that time is that seller had called to interview me as a realtor. Of course, it
For
was one of those ones I did not get.
okay, so for
Okay.
that particular house.
Yes, I
Okay.
had been in that home already.
Okay.
And so the seller and I did not hit it off. It
Got
was
it.
one of those ones I walked away and you're like, oh, I hope she doesn't call me back.
Yeah, we're like, I'm good if I don't get this one. I'm
One of
with it.
those. And then later I learned more about her and that house and just some crazy family stuff. And I'm like, whew, that's one I'm glad I didn't get.
Yeah.
So I didn't tell my client that, and we went and looked at this house. Well, we're going through this house, and the house needed work. Vacant, no cameras anywhere. So she's a past client. We are freely talking about this house,
Now, question
and
for you.
it's not
Are
all
you
positive.
when you had this meeting, did you
Mhm.
meet in the house when you had the
The
potential
seller,
list? Yes, the
mhm,
seller.
yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, walk
Met in
that
the
whole house,
house.
that stuff,
Were
perfectly.
any vibes at that
Nope,
time outside
nope,
of the
nothing.
client? Okay.
Nothing,
All right.
nothing. Went back with my client. We're freely walking this house, talking, making comments that I'm sure if the sellers did hear would not like it. It was one of
Okay.
those
Right.
conversations.
Understood.
Made even a couple comments about the seller because she was a past client of mine. I knew her very well. I considered her a friend. And we just kind of were laughing. So we went down into the cellar
Okay.
and I go in cellars all the time. We don't think nothing of it. We're standing down there talking, and it was as if someone was standing between her and I, and they actually whistled a song.
A song.
A song like a tune, like a tune. They whistled a tune. It was not faint. It was clear as can be. We looked at each other. I wish someone would have had a recording of our face and went running out of that cellar.
Oh my gosh, you got my eyes watering. That is so crazy.
So we went outside. I'm like, oh my. And she's like, someone's got to be in there. I was like, no one's in there. You don't have to tell me what that is. I know what that was. She's like, no, no. Well, she had some protection in her vehicle.
Okay.
She went and got that protection.
Got it.
And she's like, brave soul, I'm going back down there.
You're like, yeah, go ahead. I'm good.
I'm like, no, I don't think you should do that. She goes, I'm going down there. Someone's down there. I'm like, well, that's even a worse idea to go down there. She's like, no, I'm going. So she went down there. I stood, so the door going down to the cellar was close to the entrance door of the house. So
Okay.
it was kind of like right there. So she had that door open, and I was standing in between the house, the entrance of the house.
Right. So you
Right.
got you got the door, you got the entryway, and you're at the door. Like,
I'm at the
okay, if
door. My
something
foot is
happens, I'm
outside and one foot's inside.
got it. Yeah.
Yes. And
Okay.
she could hear me. And she's down there. She's announcing herself. And I'm like, anyone down there? I said, do you see anything that would play music? And she's like, there's nothing down here.
So let's describe the cellar. From what you remember. I mean, is it so
Old
it's
dirt cellar.
dirt cellar? There's not
Nothing
like
down there.
nothing. I mean, we're not talking
No,
a whole stack of
no,
boxes. It's
nothing.
nothing.
Nothing down there.
Holy
Nothing.
cow.
So she was determined to find something to
You're like, you're good. No, we don't need to find something.
And she went down there, could not find anything. So she comes up, I lock it. As I'm locking the door, I said, if you keep doing that, you don't have to worry about anyone ever buying this house. She talking to the spirit
Right,
because
right, right.
no, I know what that
Yeah,
was.
right.
And I locked up the house and I said, now do you believe it was a spirit? And she's just shaking her head. And like, we are freaked out. And so, first thing I did, no cell service, by the way, in that area.
Oh, of
Okay.
course not. I
No,
mean,
no cell
that's
service.
usually how that goes.
So I'm like, okay, the first thing I'm going to do is call this listing agent and go, have you had anything like this occur?
Right.
So I called the listing agent afterwards and she's like, no, I haven't had anyone say anything that, they've had that. And she goes, but I will tell you, and she goes, there's a grave site on the property. I said, yes, I knew that. And she goes, well, there's also
Ah.
an empty casket in the barn behind the house. I'm
Oh.
like, well, I appreciate that info.
Why would there be an empty casket in the barn?
She said something about, which didn't make sense to me, but I didn't want to question it. Something about that's how they would carry the loved ones down to the gravesite. So I don't know if it was like a casket holder. I don't know.
Okay.
But I am like, I was so creeped out. And of course, that was the first when that went home that evening, because was in the afternoon when I went home that evening. Of course, my husband's out of town that evening. And
Oh boy.
I'm in the house by myself, praying the spirit did not follow me
Oh,
home.
you're not
And
wrong. That's
so I think we upset it by some, I truly believe this. I think we upset it by some of the comments we were making. And so I can tell you when I go into sellers now, I am very cautious.
all excellent decorating choices all around this house. They've done great work.
Yes, yes. I approach this differently now.
So, okay, so several questions on the follow up here. I would assume you kept a little track of like when did this house sell? Sure, did this stick on the market a while after that? I
Oh,
mean,
yes. It stayed on the market for a while. I don't even think it ever sold.
wow,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I need to go back and check on it, but I don't remember it ever selling.
Yeah, I would definitely not visit the house again. But I would, yeah,
Oh, I
that's
said I
pretty.
wasn't going back.
No, 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 no. I would definitely not make that trip. But what an unnerving experience, and I can imagine after that walking down a few cellars, you're definitely not going down by yourself anymore on
No.
on those. So.